Have you ever stopped to think about how much the people around you are shaping your faith? Your company influences your actions, your mindset, and even the way you think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Are you surrounding yourself with those who uplift you, encourage you towards goodness, remind you of your higher purpose? Or are you simply drifting towards people and environments that slowly pull you away from righteousness? Today, our supplication is a powerful plea for 3 essential protections. To be aligned with the righteous, those who inspire us to become better. To be distanced from the wicked, those who mislead us without us even realizing it. And to be sheltered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy, both in this world and the next. Because the truth is, our company shapes our destiny. Let's explore how this dua helps us make the right choices about who we walk this path with. On day 16 of the holy month of Ramadan, we recite the following supplication. Allahumma waffiqni fihi li muwafaqati al-abrar, wa jannibni fihi murafaqata al-ashrar, wa awini fihi bi rahmatika ila dar al-qarar, bi ilahiyatika ya ilah al-alamin. O God, facilitate for me in it the success of aligning myself with the most righteous, and direct me in it away from the company of the wicked, and shelter me in it by your mercy toward the abode of stability by your divinity, O God of the worlds. This supplication reminds us of a fundamental truth. We are influenced by the people who are around us. Our environment affects our spirituality. Choosing the right company is part of choosing the right path. That's why in today's dua, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for an alignment with those who are righteous, because their influence leads us to goodness. And to be distanced from those who are wicked, because their influence can quietly lead us astray. A place of safety in His mercy, because in the end, only His refuge is eternal. We begin this supplication by asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahumma waffiqni fihi li muwafaqati al-abrar. O Allah, facilitate for me the success of aligning myself with those who are most righteous. Notice that we aren't directly asking to be righteous ourselves. We're asking to be aligned with those who are righteous. Because righteousness isn't just about a personal effort, it's also about who we walk this journey with. The Quran describes the highest level of righteousness in Surah Al-Insan. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ يَشْرَبُونَ مِنْ كَأْسٍ كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا كَافُورًا. Indeed, the righteous will drink from a cup whose mixture is of camphor, a spring from which the servants of God will drink, causing it to burst abundantly. They fulfill their vows, and they fear a day whose dangers will be widespread. They feed the food out of love for Him, to the needy, to the orphan, to the captive, saying, we feed you only for the sake of God. We wish not from you any reward or any gratitude. Who does this verse refer to? Who are these righteous ones that we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to align us with? These are none other than the Ahlul Bayt, peace and blessings be upon them, the purest examples of righteousness, of devotion, of sincerity. They show us what it means to live for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, to give selflessly without seeking praise, to stay firm in faith no matter the trials. By aligning ourselves with their example, we refine our character, we purify our intentions, and we move closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This supplication also asks, وَجَنِّبْنِي فِيهِ مُرَافَقَةَ الْأَشْرَارِ, and direct me in it away from the company of the wicked. Just as good companionship lifts us up, bad companionship pulls us down, often without us even realizing it. And the Holy Quran warns us of this. وَمَنْ يَعْشُ عَنْ ذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ نُقَيِّضْ لَهُ شَيْطَانًا فَهُوَ لَهُ قَرِينٌ. And whoever turns a blind eye to the remembrance of the Most Merciful, we appoint for him a devil, and He remains to him a constant companion. When we turn away from righteousness, we unknowingly invite negativity into our lives. The wrong company dulls our spiritual awareness and it distorts our understanding of what's right and what's wrong. And the worst part? Those who fall into bad company often don't even realize it, and if they do, it's often too late. This is why we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not just to help us choose the right people, but to actively distance us from the wrong ones. Because some paths lead us away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we may not even notice it until we're far, far away from where we intended to be. Finally, this supplication asks, وَآوِنِي فِيهِ بِرَحْمَتِكَ إِلَى دَارِ الْقَرَارِ, and shelter me in it by your mercy towards the abode of stability. The ultimate safety and security and stability isn't found in wealth or power or status. It is only found in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. The Holy Quran describes this beautifully. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُمْ. There is nothing which does not glorify Him with praise, but you human beings fail to understand their glorification. Everything in existence recognizes its need for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything except some human beings who let their arrogance, their negligence blind them. By asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shelter us in His mercy, we acknowledge that true stability can only be with Him. We seek protection from being misguided by this world. We remind ourselves that our ultimate home is not here, it's with Him. This dua teaches us that our companions influence our spiritual journey. Choosing righteous company is going to strengthen our faith, and bad influences can quietly lead us away from the right path. Are we walking with those who bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we distancing ourselves from influences that weaken our faith? Are we seeking Allah's mercy as our true refuge? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us toward those who uplift us and protect us from those who lead us astray, and shelter us in His mercy, both in this life and in the next.